one.
Now, here's a little story I got to tell about the two sides of life you know so well, the serious and the fun. Obviously told by John L. Peacock and my boy Pete. They have a little podcast named Two-Sided Pod. Don't leave now, it gets better after a few shots. For both in San Diego, they run this land. The sheriff posse's on their ass because they in demand. One lonely listener you might be. All of us together make a community, so get comfy, get spunky with how Pete acts. This show's about to start and my beer's getting flat.
You're listening to Two-Sided, a live recorded podcast where each week I challenge Pete with a bit of the two sides of life, the serious and the fun.
John. Oh, what a wicked web we weave when first we fail to conceive the hilarity that is here on Thursday nights, John. I believe that's the old adage, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Folks, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are the Two-Sided Pod. We're here every Tuesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. That's 4 a.m. Greenwich, Meanwich, Sandwich Time if you're across the pond on Fridays and Wednesdays. But we're live here on YouTube on Thursday nights, Friday mornings. And thank you for tuning in. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and hit that alert button. Spay and neuter your dogs. All that good stuff. John, what do you got for us today, bud?
I got that I'm here. I got that I think it's all going to happen. And I'm flying by the seat of my pants. So that's what I got.
Well, you know, it does. It takes a village to raise a peacock, I guess. Hey! We got Foxy Lady in the chat here on the YouTubes. How you doing? Good to see you.
So let me just switch over, pop that last packet, and let's get on to this.
Switching to, but all right. All right, man. Shake your ass. Watch yourself. Shake your ass. Show me what you're working with. Cunty, good to see you, man. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, let's do a shot.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, no.
Oh, shit. We got Awesome Sauce Radio. We got the full production team here in town. What up, Awesome Sauce? How y'all doing? God, it's good to have good community members coming in. You know what I mean? Folks, if you're watching live here on the stereo, you can click that link above our heads and come into our live YouTube where we're here every Thursday. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your coworkers, or tell your parole officer, we will always be here. Like the goddamn plague. Ain't that right, John?
Yeah, just like the plague, I am echoing. So pop right back in.
Raise your fucking glass first, dummy.
Okay.
Cheers. This guy. No one else can hear now. I can continue to talk. So you guys can all hear me if we're here. But it is just so painful.
Here he comes.
The technology issues we encounter all the time.
Howdy.
And another thing, John. This is my boy Pete to my boy John. Things are really fucked up today. And they're gonna get worse in every way. I just did 3 shots in a short time. I think they're taking their toll. Gonna do 3 more, and I'm gonna act like a troll. God, John! Fuck your couch. Fuck your couch.
Well, howdy.
John, I see what you're doing here. You put all this horrible stuff out early before we really start the show, so I can't be mad at the didgeridoo and kazoo anymore. This is a high point of the show, of the things that you're bringing to the table. Like, you've done pretty good. You've done pretty good. I like it. I like your style here, man. Good job.
I'm John L. Peacock, regularly in Brooklyn, New York, but now in Idaho.
And I'm my boy Pete, not regularly this mad this early in the show, but I make an exception when John is on the road in Southern California.
And you're listening to Two Sided, a live recorded podcast, if you couldn't tell, where each week I challenge Pete with a bit of the two sides of life, the serious and the fun.
Yeah, John, the you and the me, the road less traveled and the road that we should all party on. The no and the yes, the ebb and the flow, the push and the pull, the yin and the yang, the Laurel, the Hardy, the Abbott, the Costello, the Caesar, the Chavez. You thought I was going to say Milan, didn't you? No, John. I train co-hosts. I rehabilitate audiences. Sit.
Fantastic. Well, my boy Pete, after all that, how are you feeling? Let's have a general check-in. However you see fit, let us know how you're feeling.
Man, I've been doing a lot of soul searching lately, which I will have to say, never a good idea, folks. Never a good idea. I highly recommend keeping it all pushed down. Follow that shit up where it hurts. Like, that's good. That's a good sign that it's working. So when you do the soul searching thing, so I will say you learn a lot, but you forget even more. So I found, John, making your way in the world today takes everything you got.
Mm-hmm.
Taking a break from every single one of your worries, it sure would help a whole lot, John. Wouldn't you like to get away? Sometimes you want to go two-sided pod on old Thursdays. John, yep. I think I'm feeling pretty good, bud. I think I'm feeling pretty good. And you're always glad you came. Yep.
Well, with how good you're feeling, let's just ride that high and get straight into our first lightning round.
Lightning round. It's time to get down. Come on. Yeah. Whoa. What's up, John L. Peacock? What's up, my boy Pete?
Whoa. All right. Hey, lightning round guy. It's so good to see you. How you doing, man?
Well, he's been a handful, I'll say. You don't speak for me, my boy Pete. Okie dokie, artichoke. I've been having to reevaluate everything that I do. All right, yeah. You gonna live vicariously? I want to live with you, man. All right, fair enough. So, it's been good. We're setting boundaries. We're figuring out life. It's real good. How you been, John?
All right. They gave me this nice white room. I'm feeling calmer. I'm feeling more relaxed.
Yeah, man, I was in one of those. Mine had a bunch of pillows on the walls. It was super nice. They put me in a jacket, super warm, that I felt I was hugged all the time. You get one of those?
No, but the pillows on the walls sound nice. You could just pass out any which way.
100%, man. Thanks, Thorazine.
Thanks, Thorazine.
I guess that about does it. You are dismissed.
Man, fuck you, my boy Pete.
Get in the closet. This fucking guy.
All right.
I try to have a conversation with him. I don't know. I try.
We all do. I wouldn't, but it's fair enough.
Well, anybody who's anybody knows that the first lightning round of the episode is always a standard Q&A. My boy Pete, are you ready for the questions?
I believe so.
Yeah, fair enough. My boy Pete, first question. Which major ruler do you think of the most? Which major ruler do you think of the most?
Yardstick.
Okay. Next question. My boy Pete, if you could be any historical state leader or ruler, have their life, whose would it be?
feel like we asked this. I feel like I answered these. A state government ruler. I would say Genghis Khan.
That's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one.
Right? Right.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you guys like elephants? Well, have I got a treat for you. These motherfuckers will never forget you either. Amazing.
Okay, so which 20th or 21st century ruler would you be? So since you went to the past, you can now semi-present to present.
Ruler. Semi-present. See, all the good ones are bad guys, John. The power I want comes from evil. Like Bill Gates, Pol Pot, the Pope, all horrible people. I don't know, John. I'll just go with Nope, not going to take any of those. I'm not, because they're all going to backfire. I'm going to go with the Pope, because if I could be the Pope, I could really turn this church around, John. I'm just saying.
Now, would you go with the current Pope, or you'd be like John Paul, because he had a long time being Pope?
No, I'd be definitely John Paul, because that guy had he was the first bulletproof car guy. He was the first one to try to really get assassinated. Like, that is like when all the good stuff happened, catacombs, all the good fun stuff. Like Tom Hanks was probably running around looking for clues or something. I don't know. Pretty awesome. Pretty good time to be alive.
When you get a mobile named after you, like the Batmobile or the Pope Mobile, that's pretty awesome.
The Wienermobile.
Right.
It's Oscar. It's Oscar Mayer. It's not a big cock. It's an Oscar Mayer.
All right, final question, my boy Pete.
Yes.
If you could eliminate any individual ruler from history, like complete elimination, they're just gone. They never happened. Which one?
See, number one, John, I don't know if I do that, because we all know from every time travel movie, you can't change the past without affecting the present and future. John, I believe it was my good friend John Connor who once said, no, I forget, because someone went back in time and changed that whole point in life. I don't even know anymore, John. It's very, very slippery slope.
My boy Pete, that is the correct answer. Good job, buddy.
All right. Fucking batting 7 for 7,000. I'm doing great. The numbers even almost match up.
Yeah.
I don't do well with maths and percentages.
All right, pop that little packet. Let's get into our first. Topic.
All right. Better pour us up.
Yes, my boy Pete. All the leaders are evil, so go Pope. Go Pope, John Boy Pete.
Right? Good night, John Boy Pete. Good night, Seabird. Good night, MFA. Good night, Seabird. Good night, my boy John. Hey up. I don't know. Remember the Waltons? Fucking. You can watch that shit now on. I was watching clips of things on YouTube when they all said goodnight over and over and over. My favorite thing. I try to do that with my neighbors when I'm drunk. If your windows are open, yell to your neighbors, good night. They're like, what? I said good night. See you in the morning.
And when one finally responds, you just start yelling at the next one down.
Yeah, no, when they respond, shut the fuck up, I'm trying to sleep. God damn it. Have some goddamn decency. Cheers. Bing, bing, bing.
Cheers, everybody. Hey, you're welcome for listening. Oh, because we're going to talk about the CIA versus Fidel Castro.
Okay. One of my favorite bays is the one of pigs, John. Love it. Love it.
After a successful coup, January 1st, 1959, Fidel Castro came to power with an armed revolt that overthrew dictator Batista. The U.S. government distrusted Castro and was very wary of his relationship with Khrushchev, the leader of the Soviet Union at the time.
Yes, Nikolai.
Yes. Yes. Now, I have heard several times by different quote unquote knowledgeable people that Castro had actually approached the US government for help before his invasion, even saying he'd make Cuba a democracy, but that they rejected it, and then he had to rely on the Soviets. In all my cursory research, I didn't find anything alluding to this whatsoever. But that he had ties to the USSR and may have wanted relations with the US after the overthrow, but our fear of communism, especially at that time, made it a game ender before it even began.
I believe it's pronounced Cuba, John. Cuba.
No, I think
Cuba.
That's a sandwich.
Oh, Cubano. No, I believe that's a Gooding Jr. Correct me if I'm wrong, which I rarely am. He was great in the movie Radio. You're welcome for listening.
Yeah. Got his. Never mind. Let's move on.
Yeah,
4 months.
Yeah. Right. When he wasn't he was in that movie with Tom Cruise, Jerry Maguire. It was Tom Cruise,
Renee.
Fidel Castro, and
Sure.
what's her name? And he said, "Show me the freedom, Cuba."
No, I air dry. That was his big quote.
Yeah, a beard like that doesn't come on its own, John. I'm letting you know.
So, 4 months after leading the successful revolution in Cuba, Fidel Castro visited the United States. The visit was marked by tensions between Castro and the American government. Now, from the beginning of the regime, the U.S. officials worried about the bearded revolutionary, as they called him. Castro's anti-American rhetoric at that time, his stated plans to nationalize foreign properties in Cuba, and his association with a number of suspected leftists, including his second in command being Che Guevara, prompted American diplomats to keep an eye on him. He worried the politicians, but American reporters loved him. He played baseball. He was charismatic. He could, fill the room with his speeches off the cuff. He was just one of those guys, right? He's the one who had it.
Right. Well, that's the whole thing. And you got to look at the time, too, because that was right at the big Red Scare and blacklisting everyone and that McCarthyism and all that shit. So any whiff of anything that could be communist was anti-democracy. There's no gray area. There's no
Right.
good for the people. There is only good for democracy. There's no room for anything else to survive.
This is why he went to the U.S. He was actually accepting an invitation from the Society of Newspaper Editors, multiple newspapers, and that's why he visited the U.S.
Okay, if we can get, and when was that? Was that after? That was after
4
he
months.
came to power?
Fresh after.
Holy shit. So after you have a coup, if you win an award in America, you can cruise on over here. So anything that all right, you've been nominated for the Teen Choice Awards. Come on over. All right, you're getting a Razzie. I don't know, John. That's how they get people who are have bench warrants and warrants out. They send them in a thing like, hey, you've won a free tickets to the Super Bowl. That was one of them. And so people show up to claim their tickets and then all get arrested. Every single person who comes in gets arrested. I'm just saying we can have it both ways, bud.
So he even spoke at a New York-based group of private citizens and former government officials interested in international relations with the U.S. called the Council on Foreign Affairs. And people seemed to like him. So he wanted to meet with the president, Eisenhower. Eisenhower didn't want to meet with him, but he didn't want to sour relations, so he didn't publicly say anything. He just went golfing.
Oh, I would, but my phone was in my other khakis. So, oh man, oopsies, whoopsie poopsies. It happens.
So Vice President Nixon finally did meet with him right before leaving because he was pretty confrontational about this like ghosting that was happening with the president. He said he'd meet with me. Everyone says they want to meet with me. Suddenly he's at golfing. He had this plan the entire time.
Here on this week's episode of Catfish, we meet with the leader of Cuba. Hello, I'm here to meet people. They say they want to meet. They do not want to meet. They do not know. Well, it's very fine. The president does want to meet with you. Really good. I got nothing, John. I got nothing at this point.
At the end, Nixon concluded that Castro was, quote, either incredibly naive about communism or under communist discipline. My guess is the former.
Paul. Well, of course, we can all judge. We can all trust Nixon's judgment.
Right. He was so good at it. He trusted everyone. He was so trusting. He didn't, second guess
100%.
anybody. Yeah.
No.
Right. Well, at this time, the government started planning a little something, but shortly after, Eisenhower left office, and the new president was charged with fulfilling the task of this little operation known as
The Bay of Pigs.
That's right, baby.
Squeal like a bay of pig, you Cuba.
So this was in the midst of the growing Cold War animosity between America and communism, USSR and Cuba by default, that lasted over 50 years.
And that's where we can't get their cigars. I mean, we can, but they're not. You get them in Mexico, but they're not that great because there's no humidors in Cuba to send over the cigars.
So he learned before his inauguration about the plan, and he's like, yes, I'm going to do it. And they planned it for the next year, and they kept it super, super secret. So secret that every single person knew about it in Southern Florida, especially the Cuban nationalists. And then everybody who needed to know about it, one way or another, knew about it, which wasn't that great. So it was no longer a secret. It was an open secret.
I've heard about those kinds of marriages. It's an open secret marriage. It's like, shh, don't tell anyone, but we're still open to secretly. No, I'm thinking of a key party. Sorry, I was mistaken. Go ahead, John. What were you saying about?
And he pushed forward with it, made the, called the attack. And under the dead of night, Cuban revolutionaries were landed on the Bay of Pigs, which was 80 miles away from where they were supposed to land, which was near from help. They had stored help.
From the help.
The Escambia Mountains of Cuba, which was the refuge where they were supposed to be.
John spent all night playing Gauntlet instead of research. He's like, mercenaries need food. We're 4 miles away.
The second thing that marred the whole plan is that the extra weaponry that was supposed to be there just wasn't there. So finally, the third thing was that all the Cubans knew about it, and Castro just completely surrounded them, sank both of the supply ships, and rounded up all the revolutionaries within a couple of days. It lasted about 2 days.
I didn't want to be here that long anyway, so I guess that's good, but kind of worried about how this is going to turn out. I have tickets to the game next week, so are we going to make it home or no? Okay. Well, buenos dias.
Some of these exiles did escape to sea. The rest were either killed, rounded up, or imprisoned. 1,200 members surrendered, and more than 100 were killed, were executed after, not to mention all those who were killed in the battle.
Oh, they had 100 killed after?
Yeah.
Woo! God damn, that's some shit. Is that a war crime? You can't execute people now. Like once they give up, you can't execute. Well, I mean, if you try them, and this is treasonous.
And they were Cuban national.
Oh, Cuban
they were
nationals. Yeah. So it was like, okay, all right. Oof, John. Oof.
So the 7 days after that, we awaited retaliation from the USSR via Cuba, the missile crisis as we now know it. But it never came, fortunately. But this humiliation by Castro to the US spurred deep resentment and a need for retaliation, some echoes of which we still feel today. Oh, by the way, the operation was called Operation Mongoose.
Well, that's what I mean. Mongooses, mongooses, monstrosities. They eat pigs. I'm pretty sure of it. So yeah, it makes perfect sense. Perfect sense.
Well, this is the operation that came out of the Bay of Pigs from the CIA to kill Castro. Mongoose.
Oh yeah. Don't touch the sides. Operation. Gonna kill Castro. Operation. Oh, you got his funny bone.
And Kennedy said, I don't want anything to do with it. It was now fully CIA operated. So the less he knew, the better, because he was so humiliated from the Bay of Pigs, because they roped him into that one.
You said Kennedy?
Kennedy.
Okay. Yes. So you hadn't mentioned Kennedy before, but yes, you did say successor, but you didn't. He came in.
Right.
But
so
yes,
before
so Kennedy,
yes.
After that, so he said, I want nothing to do with this. This is an open relationship. Like, you know what you do on your time, CIA, is your things. As long as you come home every night, sleep in this house, we're good. Ain't that right, John?
Yeah, that's basically right. Yeah, no, I was gathering. Yeah, no, yeah, that's right. Yeah, one of the most famous and probably most comical attempts to kill Castro started even before the Bay of Pigs with Eisenhower in the Eisenhower era, and this was kind of they tried it every once in a while, every couple of years. It was known as the exploding cigar.
And this was turns out the Marx brothers were actually CIA agents who were let go because their ideas were way too good. And they said, this is never going to work. You guys better take it on the road. Vaudeville was never the same.
Yeah, right.
It was a CIA operation, Operation Rubber Chicken. See? Are you going to believe your own eyes? You're going to believe me. What are you going to do now, see?
Well, everyone called it for some reason, this all came out years later in the Church Commission. So that's where most of this information comes from. It's declassified information. So it's not newspapers, it's directly from the government. So it's pretty weird because they didn't try an exploding cigar. They tried to lace his favorite cigars with poison several times and just hope that he would take one and, get it and then put it up to his mouth because it would kill him instantly. It was a very, very, it was a botulinum toxin.
Did any of his staff, they had to go somewhere. Did someone ever get it and die? Just like, oh shit, my goddamn nephew smoked some cigars and fucking died. Him and his friends stole all my cigars, fucking died. I don't know why he sounds like that, but.
Right. Well, they had an inside guy. They said, even in the commission, that it's an unidentified person close to Castro. They were delivered in '61 the first time, but it's unclear what happened to them after. They were obviously never chewed by El Comandante. Maybe someone else took it. Maybe he had other people try his cigars before he did because his growing paranoia, or maybe he just actually never received them.
Yeah, but I'm saying, John, the cigars existed somewhere. They were good cigars because he doesn't smoke shit. So they're good cigars in some sort of a box, in some sort of a small humidor that, okay, maybe he got them, didn't use them. Maybe he never got them. Great, fine. There's a box of good cigars somewhere. Tell me that hey, look at these motherfuckers in a storm. I just scored a box of cigars. Someone takes them. Everybody in that village dies because they have a celebratory smoke. I want more, John. I want the Vice report on this shit. What happened to said cigars? Today on Unsolved Mysteries, John L. Peacock will dive into the cigar trade, the dirty, seedy underbelly of poison in cigars. John, tell us else what you've learned.
Another pretty comical one is that the CIA approached some mobsters from Chicago, Santos Traficant and Sam Giancana.
Giancana.
Yeah.
John, it's so difficult to get good help these days. Can't deliver cigars, can't trust a mobster. What is the world coming to? You know, that's the question I ask myself every time I'm trying to pull off a coup of a major world leader. It's very difficult.
Well, the CIA threw out 150,000 to these two mobsters, worth at least 1.2 million in today's money, and the FBI had them on their 10 most wanted list.
Hey, you guys here to arrest me? No. But I'm on the 10 most wanted. Yeah, fuck those guys. Mom's not going to hear what we're doing. This is what I need from you. Okay, Dad, I guess I will go and try to kill the goddamn ruler of Cuba.
Yeah.
Wow, he's so educated. He said Cuba.
Giancana suggested that poison pills are more reliable than guns, so he was provided by the CIA 6 highly lethal content pills, which he took to Cuba and gave to a strap-cashed Cuban official who had access to Castro, according to this subcommittee, the Church Committee. Unsuccessful attempts several times. The Cuban finally got cold feet, and the plan was completely abandoned.
But the money was never returned. Hey, I tried my best. Anyway, fuck off, you guys. Please don't contact me.
Yeah, he was executed by Castro anyway.
Oopsie doopsies. Guess I tipped my hand a little too much.
So, in the throes of this humiliation, not only from the Bay of Pigs, but Castro, now old Longbeard, exposing these unsuccessful assassination attempts and threw it in their faces.
Hold up. Motherfucker, hold up. You can't just throw in a nickname like Old Longbeard. Is this all of a sudden a pirate show?
Yar, the old Longbeard. He shivers me timbers, makes us walk the plank. We must take him down. Pieces of eight. No.
John, we're talking about Castro still, Old Longbeard.
Yeah. Still Castro.
Okay, old Longbeard, folks, write these down. I feel like John's only begun to use his nicknames. And if he's not going to use more, I'm going to come up with them as we do. Old Longbeard then went on to do what, John?
Well, they wanted to humiliate him back, so they used his love of scuba diving to topple him. They planned to hide.
Did you say scuba diving? Scuba?
Yeah, it's the Cuban way of saying scuba diving. It's scuba diving.
Oh, okay. It was like scuba diving, but slightly askew. It was like adjacent to scuba. Scuba. Yeah. Perfect.
Scuba diving.
Yeah, we have. It's the same as a scuba diving, but there is another tank for my cigar to hold in my mouth. It's longer for smoking. Scuba.
Their first plan was to hide explosives inside a large seashell and paint it with exotic colors to lure the attention of the ocean-loving communists.
Yeah. Here's the deal. If that doesn't work, I'm going to dress up like a girl bunny, right? I'm going to be all pretty, and he's going to come over like, and I'll lure him back. And then, no, shit, that's what we're going to do to kill Bugs Bunny. All right, back to the drawing board, boys.
Well, they discarded it as impractical, and instead, keeping that same scuba diving love that Castro had, they felt it would be easier to contaminate his scuba suit.
So, like, what? We're all going to pee in it, or no? With poison, you idiot! Oh, that's probably better. Yeah, cool.
So a contaminated diving suit and air equipment, which was meant to be given to Castro by American lawyer James Donovan, who was involved in hostage negotiations, was their next plan. But they never got to Castro. They'd been infected with a fungus that would have created a debilitating skin disease.
Again, perfectly good scuba suit, contaminated with fungus making bullshit. Oh, did Castro put it on? Nope. Perfectly good suit. It's on someone's boat. Somebody put that motherfucker on. I want to know the facts, John. The church report is not going deep enough.
Yeah.
God damn it, man. Innocent lives, my boy. Innocent lives. Full of fungus, exploded cigars, poison, all the things that we think about when we think of hilarity in the Acme world. Ugh. I weep. I weep for the civilians.
Yeah. Yeah, they realized he loved his suit so much, he stuck with his own. So there's no way to get to the scuba love of Castro. So they went to another love, his love of women.
What we got to do is we're going to put a fungus on this woman, and then we're going to put a bomb inside of her. We're going to paint her exotic colors and put her under the ocean. Guys, I think maybe we're mixing our approaches here. No. We find a mermaid. We make her explosive. All right, who's with me? Who knows a mermaid? This is the worst intelligence think tank I've ever been a part of. Or the best. I don't know.
Well, they found one such woman, a lover of Castro's named Marita Lorenz. She was contracted by the CIA to assassinate the Cuban leader, but could never bring herself to do it.
She painted herself. She put the explosives inside. She fucking was full of fungus. She was a mushroom, basically. Like, there's a terroir coming from you that I do not understand. It's like a very earthy. It's beautiful, but I do not think it's for me. I can't.
Well, they would often meet in hotel rooms. She would mix him drinks, and then they'd make the love. So that poison pill plan. Now we have someone who can easily drop a little doop, 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 and he'd be out in moments, right? Several times she attempted this, and several times she didn't ever go through with it. She had the pills, felt all weird, couldn't do it. No. And one time he finally just pulled out a gun and handed it to her and said, "You cannot kill me. Nobody can kill me." And she dropped the gun, and they made sweet, sweet love.
Yeah, damn. Pimp ass move, Castro. Fuck you, Fidel. Holy shit. Hey, baby, I'm gonna let you know this ain't the first time I had a gun pointed in my head, but I'm gonna let you know I'm pretty excited about it. What do you want to do? Let's hit the bed.
Yep.
I'm saying, John, that's a fuck. Like you were saying, he's charismatic. He wins people over. He's a personality, and like, man, if you have that kind of relationship where you're that confident, I'm like, no, it is fine. I may not be the smartest man in the world, but I know you will not kill me. John, fuck me.
I think maybe we should have a shot to that.
I think we should, man. I gotta get a gun and hand it to a chick. I think that's the fit. No.
Wait, hold on.
You gotta do the leg work first, Pete, because the first, I do not think you'll bang. Ow! Ow! You didn't even let me finish. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were going to say you could shoot me. Yes, I was going to. Boom! Fucking shit, man.
Yeah. He's like, I know you got something going on here. Just do it directly. And she's all,
right.
Castro.
Look me in the eye. Yeah. Bellissima, look at me. Show me your garden. Tell me your hopes and your dreams. Do not shoot me. Cheers. Pink, pink, pink.
Salud. Ooh. Some other major attempts.
Hey, bud.
Yeah.
Hey, bud. I'm just gonna let you know your thievery is coming back to fucking haunt you. Sean, what lighter do you have? Why don't you hold up that Joker lighter, see what we got for the folks, fans, anyone who might be watching, listening, actively aware. Oh, we can only hope that it has been stolen from you. But knowing John L. Peacock, no, it has not, because he aggressively guards what he thinks is his. John, we just heard, I'm getting a report from the field that, yes, we have identified the owner of the Joker lighter. It is a neighbor in Arizona, not of someone of the foundation that we know, but John, there is a new player in town who is missing a lighter that was stolen. Yes, a stolen lighter that has ended up in New York and now in Idaho and now in a state of goddamn confusion, motherfuckers. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. And that is how the grift gang works. Over here and then over here. He was yelling at me that he was like, I was telling him it's my lighter, so just give it back. And he's like, no, it's not. So he was like, it's mine. Somehow we both convinced ourselves. Anyway, John, I will testify in a court of law. I was there. I saw him. He did it. He'll do it again. We need to lock him up. He's a goddamn pariah to society. Fuck John's couch. Ain't that right, John?
Yeah, that's right. There were several other attempts on Castro's life by the CIA. You're right, my boy Pete.
That was one of them. They said there was a poisoned clown lighter. They're like, he lights cigars. If you can put the cigar lighter that he's a clown that will explode. He's like, I do not like clowns. Turns out John L. Peacock likes clowns and he stole it. That's why it never. How did the exploding lighter get disarmed? John L. Peacock found it, disarmed it, kept it. Bullshit. It's all fucking bullshit.
The poison pen. That also went wrong. The pen poison never actually. He got the pen, but it was a weak poison, so it never worked on him.
Pussy, weak ass poison. I fucking had better poison than this, man. I'm from Cuba. I done worked a whole armed revolution. You think I can't take a little malaria? Fuck you. Poison pen. Fuck off.
They say he was even holding it in one of the first speeches he gave after the assassination of JFK.
If you're looking for a little connection, we might have found one, John. I don't know.
And they even went so far, because the CIA was loving this whole thing at the time, to try to discredit him as a leader by driving him mad with LSD laced scripts during one of his speeches, hoping that he would just start gibbering and be completely discredited. Either the acid was so weak it didn't work, or he just loved himself some acid and he was doing great.
Man, fuck you guys. This is not the last time I had bad acid. I did an armed revolution. You think I don't have brown acid in the fucking jungle? Man, fuck your acid trip. Also, can I get another pen? I'm going to need 2 more pens. I have a couple Kimosabis who are looking to trip in the jungle. So that'd be cool. Closer, John. Closer, 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 closer. Oh, shit. And you held it over, you held it over a lit bowl. You have a burn mark in it. You're a fucking animal. You're a degenerate and a fat mouth who must be destroyed. Folks, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are the Two-Sided Podcast. We're here every Tuesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. That's 4 a.m. Greenwich, Meanwich, Sandwich time, Wednesdays, Fridays if you're across the pond. We will steal small objects at any place we go to if they're not nailed down. My friend John L. Peacock here is a goddamn example of that. Lock up your friends, lock up your women, lock up your lighters. Two-Sided's coming to town.
And light up your lockers, of course. Right. Well, as we know, to wrap all this up, nothing ever went right with the CIA and the attempted assassinations of Fidel Castro. But according to newly declassified documents, we also learned that the CIA first went after another Castro before they set their sights on Fidel.
Castro District?
His brother, Raul.
Man, what has Raul ever done to you? Horrible. Just set our eyes on all the Castros.
Yeah.
Well, I know. Raul was a bad one. I thought he was worse than Fidel, but all right.
Fortunately, he wasn't the one. He only had a short amount of time, you know. So they sent Jose Raul Martinez, pilot for the Cuban national airline, to kill Raul in Prague. But like his brother, nothing could stop Raul.
Nothing can stop me. Man, don't you understand? Me and my brother Raul, we did an armed revolution. You can't kill us. Not with that kind of bullshit. Man. Oh, crazy.
Fidel left power in 2011, leaving Cuba to his brother Raul. He was in power from 1959 until then, seeing 11 U.S. presidents come and go. He died peacefully in his sleep at the age of 90 on the 24th of November, 2016.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Okay. Yes, peacefully in his sleep, but do you understand what a stressful life this motherfucker must have had for a lot of his life? Yeah, there were small moments of like, hey, everything is good, but like the rest of the time,
yeah,
I'm gonna go bang a chick in a hotel. Like, I hope I don't have to tell her to shoot me again before we have sex. It gets real old. It turns out I cannot reach climax until a woman points a gun at my head and accuses me of treason and tries to kill me. So it's a very specific kink.
so that's a little scratching the surface of the CIA really
Man,
wanting to humiliate
yes.
and or just remove from power this man who was just there.
Okay. I'd like all the FBI agents. No, sorry. To leave the room. I'm going to talk to only the CIA agents who failed with the assassination. You know who you are. No, everyone put your hands down. You know what you did. Steve, exploding cigars. That's silly. Was that from a cartoon? They weren't exploding. They were actually poison. Was it from a cartoon? Yes. Bad Steve. Richard, you wanted to paint a shell and put explosives in it? Yeah. Was it from a cartoon? Shame on you, Richard. How did you get to become effing CIA agents? We won a raffle. The cereal box. God damn it. Well, checks and balances, am I right? All right. Here's your gold star. Good job, boys. Let's do Ultra now. Let's do LSD on the American public. Fuck yeah.
Let's give a shout out to the listeners listening live on the stereo. If you could do that, my boy Pete, I'm going to get the next thing ready.
Okay, I will. I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out to those who are now listening live in the stereo streets. First off, Annette. Okay. Brigitte. Shawty. And I'm Liesel. No, okay. We got fucking Dub. Jesus Christ. Motherfucking Dub. You know what that means, John? Batten down the hatches. Get your shot ready. Dub's here. We have the lovely, as always, birthday girl, Madam Sarah. Thank you for tuning in, darling. I know it's getting late, but I promise you, it only gets weirder from here. Trust me. Make it to the end of the show. You'll see the pyrotechnics. They're going to be awesome tonight. Seabird, fucking true tried. Trooper to the end. My girl. Julie Prunes, I miss you tons and love you even more. And she leaves when I say that. It's Secret Squirrel. Ain't so secret now, are you, Squirrel? See you coming, watching you go. Cheers, my friend. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. We are the two-sided. We're here for Tuesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. We got 5 people watching currently. We had, I believe it was a 229 earlier. I don't know. I'm not good with numbers, but now I see 5. And I don't know who they are because I don't have admin rights because, well, let me just say because of you. But anyway, thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll be here every Tuesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. 4 a.m. Green, which means sandwich time, Wednesdays, Fridays. Sean, raise your glass, lower your expectations. I forecast bad choices and alcohol poisoning in our future. Cheers.
Cheers, everybody. Hey,
Bink,
you're welcome
bink,
for listening.
Hey-oh, hey-oh.
Continue me, and I say, no, my boy Pete, it was me. I was carrying you all the time. I didn't leave the room, my boy Pete. I was just clipping your genius. Peace be with you, my child. Mace? I didn't say that right. Oh, you get the idea. It's early.
When there's one set of footprints, I didn't leave you. I was right on your shoulders because we were going to go chicken fight Shiva and John L. Peacock. I'm pretty sure we can take Buddha and Dub. If you get a god and a listener to chicken fight in the pool, which god would you sit on their shoulders to chicken fight, John? Not that any of them are real, but
Right.
It's like a manga cartoon. Come on.
Well, I mean, that question is a perfect segue into our next lightning round.
Lightning round. It's time to get down. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah. Woo!
Hi, lightning round guy.
Oh, I'm allowed to speak now.
I never said anything.
You never do, John. You don't stick up for me. You don't help out. You don't pick up.
I pick up.
I'm thinking that the enemy of my enemy is my friend, John. So if you could help out here, then maybe we can mend some bridges in our co-host relationship, you fuck.
What are you guys talking about?
Nothing. Hey, could you set up the green room? Because we're going to be coming in pretty hot. So, hey, the sandwiches you make so delicious. Just go make those.
All right, I'll see you guys later. I got those cucumber sandwiches coming at you. Woo! Bye.
Now, he calls it cucumber, but it is spray paint, right?
Oh, it's 100% spray paint, but it has
Okay.
glitter. That's why he calls it cucumber.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah, that's weird.
Seriously, Jules would ride Ganesh. Ganesh is the elephant one, but I feel an elephant never forgets. So if you beat him once, they're going to come back with fury. What is it Vishnu? Who's the one with all the arms?
That sounds right, Vishnu. Yeah.
Yeah, I want, because like 2 on your legs, 2 pushing here, 2 grabbing your legs. You're fucked. It's like fighting Garo in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, right. Goro?
He grabs you with these and then punches you with these. You're fucked, my friend. You're fucked.
All right. Well, this lightning round segment is one of your favorites and mine. It is Bizarro Answers. It is Bizarro, my boy Pete, answering the way that Bizarro, my boy Pete would, which seems to be somewhat in the opposite realm as regular, real reality, my boy Pete.
It's such a mind fuck. The more you talk about it, the more you explain it, because you say it is the opposite of what my boy Pete should say. But it's like, wait, what he should say or what he would say? Because I am the opposite of what society normally should say. Man.
Layers upon layers. Bizarro.
Oh my God.
Even.
I'm in a play within a play. If you put poison in my ear while I'm sleeping in the garden, man, don't try and bang my wife.
That's fine.
Tell him, Fortinbras.
Bizarro, my boy Pete. First question: which major ruler do you think of the most? Bizarro, my boy Pete.
Hitler on ice.
So
when he did his,
that's an answer.
No, it's a great answer. You should see his double cow, sow cow. It's unbelievable. His partners didn't work out too well because he had them all executed, but his solo was unbelievable.
Yeah. Next question, Bizarre on my board, Pete. If you could be any historical state ruler, have their life, which would it be?
Rob Blagojevich.
And remind us all of who Rob Blagojevich is.
Blagojevich.
Blagojevich.
Yeah, when Barack Obama became president and they had to fill his seat, Rob Blagojevich was selling. He took bribes to sell the seat and then went to prison. And so he became a prisoner after he was a senator, congressman. And then he was on a couple of reality shows. And it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Or
okay,
Anthony Weiner.
Well, I mean, that makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Right. Because who hasn't airdropped a picture of their junk across a few international flights every now and again? I'm saying I relate. I understand. Just saying.
All right. Well, since you went with a more modern one, Bizarre, might repeat, which historical pre-20th century ruler would you be?
Cleopatra.
Really?
Love me some cats. Love a good dry heat. And denial. It's something I can get behind,
Well, yeah. And also, a little bit of Caesar action.
Hail Caesar. I prefer gluteus. Hail Maximus. Either way.
Final question, Bizarre, my boy Pete. If you could eliminate any individual ruler from history, which one and when in their timeline would you do it?
It would have to be my second grade teacher. They ruled my world with an iron fist, and that is when I got held back from moving to the Orange Group in Hooked on Phonics, and I was very upset about that. And I said, "Oh, I will never pronounce your words the way you want me to."
Would that be before or after the second grade?
I feel like it should be after the second grade so I could watch it and really appreciate it. But I feel like if I did it before, I could even. So I'm going to say after, so I could really relish. No, I would say in the second grade. No, after, because I don't want a new teacher. Because it could be worse,
Yeah, you don't want to mess up your timeline. You just want revenge.
Right, the evil I'm all about revenge, John. They call that, revenge is my middle name. And the pirate ship that I did my stage on for my cooking career. There we go.
Fantastic. Pop these final packets before we move into the last segment. And just so you know, things are going to get real weird.
Oh, they're not already. All right, fair enough. Folks, ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your butts.
Folks, ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your butts.
Things are about to get weird when John says that.
Things are about to get weird when John says that.
We all need to hold on to something. It's like when you get a phone call and they say, "Are you sitting down?" Like, if someone says that, you just need to sit down. If they're asking you, "Are you sitting down?" Motherfucker, I need to sit down. Just drop what you're doing because John's about to ruin your ability to sleep well through the night. Folks, we are the Two-Sided Pod. We're here every Tuesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for tuning in. If you like what you heard, if you can't believe that we're still on the air, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, tell your parole officer. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that alert button. We're on Instagram. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple Pod. We're on Amazon Music. We're on all the good things. Our handle is at Two-Sided Pod, all lowercase, all one word. And I'm going to pop these packets. As John was saying, we're not going to play any more messages as we go into the show right now in this show, but your messages will be played. We're going to go into the green room, which is in this room right after this segment. So we will play your messages. Keep leaving them. Stick around. We're going to have finger sandwiches. We're going to have a nice little punch. It's a sherbet with a 7-Up It's what they served in church potlucks. You guys are going to love it. Trust me. We put a little absinthe in there to die for.
Clipping your genius, my boy Pete. Now, I don't have a fucking penis, but if I did, I assure you it would be rock hard after hearing that. Oh, man.
You're excited. Cat couldn't scratch this thing. I dare you. Try it.
Woo! Sorry, I thought you were going to say something like I have more jokes about that, but we'll save it for later.
Guys, this is a great show, but I really need to get some sleep now. I will listen in as I drift off, but there's a good chance I'm not hearing what you're saying. So, good night, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Night, Madam Sarah. Thank you so much for listening. Thanks for tuning in. Happy birthday this weekend. I truly feel like we might be in a relationship now, because when you said, I'll hear you what your voice is, but I don't know what you're saying. It's like, yeah, that's pretty much, are we married now? Because that's how mine went. That's a joke. Families forever. I don't know. No, I give up. Okay, John, I'm done. Take your mutes off.
Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to try and do it in the chat. As I was getting into bed, I must have pressed something. Anyway, good show, guys. Good show.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sleep well.
Good work. Sleep well. Most likely kill you in the morning.
Thank you. Well, my
happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Have a great fucking weekend. You deserve it. Treat yourself, girl. Treat yourself.
Yeah. My Pete, let's raise a glass to Madam Sarah for her birthday.
You know what? I'm 100% with that. Cheers to you, love. Happy birthday. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers. Bink, bink, bink.
Because we're going to talk about Peter Falk.
Okay. I now am okay. Yeah, it's gonna get weird because I'm like, where weird are we? Yeah, no, okay. I know some, yeah, okay. Let's talk about Peter Falk. Let's figure this out, John.
Well, as many know, Peter Falk was an American actor who was most known for his portrayal of the eccentric detective Lieutenant Columbo on the television series Columbo from 1971 to 1978, and a couple made-for-TV movies.
Hey, just one more thing, John. I got one more question to ask you. So you said you were asleep when the break-in happened. So how exactly did you notice he had red shoes on? I was just wondering.
And he's always like grabbing at his trench coat. Like, I was about to leave. Hold on, one more thing.
Where's my notepad?
So good, fucking so good.
So he was born 16th of September in 1927 in New York, but grew up in Ossining, New York. He acted right from the get-go. In high school, he started taking all the leads, and he wanted to go into the armed services during World War II, but he was rejected because he had a prosthetic eye.
Fuck you, you lazy eye! Get a job! Everybody looks at me and sees a loser except for Peter Falk. He sees a loser in the fucking vending machine. God damn it.
Well, his cancerous right eye had been removed when he was only 3 years old.
Little known fact, John, I've heard from a lot of educated people all my research didn't have any truth to it, didn't lend any truths, but I feel like it is that it wasn't cancerous. His right eye had a mind of its own and went on to live a life in Paris, France as a dancing girl. I don't know. He just wanted to be free.
The Cook Commission actually talked about that.
It was the Church Commission, actually.
Hey, there you go.
You think I don't listen, motherfucker? That's why I'm so good at arguing. That's why I'm single at this point in life.
Well, yes, it was, but he actually became a cook in the Merchant Marines because he wanted to help any way he could.
Yep, exactly. Yes, I will feed your soul. Yes, it gives me joy to watch you eat. Perfect. I'm with you.
He went to a bachelor's degree in poli-sci, master's degree in public administration, and he was about to go that kind of route, but he still liked that acting thing, so he decided to move to New York City and give it a go.
Okay, I didn't remember that. Bachelor, he did bachelor's degree at NYU. He did a bachelorette party down in the Bronx. He then started dancing for all the bachelorette. I don't know. There's a thing there. I need to figure that one out. Okay, go ahead. His acting still gave him the bug.
Yeah. In '56, he began acting in off-Broadway plays, and later that year, because he was that good, he appeared on Broadway in St. Joan and also The Diary of a Scoundrel.
Okay. St. Joan and also The Diary of a Scoundrel, both of which were made for TV movies in Netflix and Hulu this last year. No, John, we don't know what those are. So were those big things? Is that a big break, or what do we do with that information you gave us?
Well, yeah, he started training at the acting studio with Brando and Norma Jean, if you will. She had another name, but we call her by Norma. Other people we've talked about, and really started to make his breakout on Broadway, and that immediately led him into television. In 1957, 1 year later, he made his film debut in '58 with the film Wind Across the Everglades.
Okay, The Wind Beneath My Wings. All right.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
His first major role in film was a contract killer in the movie Murder Inc. in 1960.
I got nothing. I'm still waiting for more. Keep going.
All right, Frank Capra brought him in '61 in Pocket Full of Miracles. He was even nominated for an Academy Award for supporting actor for both those films, Murder Inc. and Pocket Full of Miracles.
Okay, wasn't. Oh yeah, no, I thought so. I was like, Murder Inc. That's a record label.
It is. It is also a record label. Yes, he wasn't part of that. That's a little different.
Okay. But that was also the mob. They called there was a bunch of hitman in like the '60s or '70s. That was Murder Inc.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's what I was like. Do I know this? Was he? Wait. That's what the movie. All right. Fair enough, John. I see where this is going. It was based on. Gotcha. Okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down. You think I'm slow? You think I don't listen? Most of the time, you're right. But right now, you're also right.
Around this same time, he appeared in a single episode of The Twilight Zone, a wildly popular show at this time in '61. So it was his third season in. Still major viewing. Everyone tuned in every week. And he was the star in a fictionalized episode about a Latin revolutionary who recently took over and wore all camo and had a beard and distrusted all of his friends because the previous dictator told him that a mirror would show him any assassin. And that was called The Mirror, Twilight Zone Season 3 in 1961.
Huh. Okay. I need to go back and watch this. I don't know if I've seen that one.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Huh,
You could see
okay.
the influence of Marlon Brando on him. He has amazing presence in it, and different from other things that I've seen Peter Falk in.
Okay. All right. I'll check it out. Okay.
Now, I'm
Fair
not
enough.
saying he portrayed Castro, but he also some of Pete's favorite movies: The Great Race, It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, and Robin and the Seven Hoods.
Jesus. Some of the best movies. Like just cornerstones. These are landmarks. When people say, are they your favorites? No, they're great movies. They're in the canon of great movies, but they're stepping stones. Like this is like, oh, do you like this type of movie? This is a adventure comedy. Like it, boom, you have to find this. It's early formula. Man, they set that shit all. They set that shit all up, John.
He was just skyrocketing. Got his first Emmy in '62 for the performance in the anthology series The Dick Powell Show.
Okay. All right. Love me some Powell.
His first crime-ish, like court-style drama series. He was the title defense attorney in a TV series, The Trials of O'Brien. That only lasted from '65 to '66, so it was only one season. But he was the title role.
Okay. So you're
And
getting placement. Good for him. Yeah.
and they loved his depiction of dictators. So he went back to Broadway and made won major praise for his portrayal of Joseph Stalin in the Broadway play The Passion of Joseph D.
Jesus.
In '64. Yeah.
Oh man, the '60s were weird when it came to theater. Hey man, you guys want to do a play about Stalin? Fuck yeah, I do. Weird ass shit.
Well, let's get forward because I could just keep on naming these things. But Princess Bride is another major accolade of his. In 1987, he was the grandfather and narrator of that popular Rob Reiner comedy. And then came Columbo. And this is where he will ever be known in the annals of time, right? He did all these wonderful things, but he's known as just one more thing.
Right? It's the same thing as like you get pigeonholed. What's his name? I don't even know his name. I forget his name. Sheldon will always be Sheldon.
Right.
Monk.
Right.
Monk will always be Monk. Spock was always Spock.
Right.
Like, yeah, look at the canon of your work and look what you can do and have done and will do. And the things that your abilities, like, no, motherfucker, you're Columbo. Fuck. Yeah, the residuals are good, but I have a life to live. Oof.
So, crazy enough, he first made his appearance as Columbo in the 1968 TV movie Prescription Murder. And over a period of 35 years, from '68 to 2003, Falk played the character in 69 different versions and made-for-TV movies, and winning 4 Emmy Awards for his depiction as Columbo.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it, John. I'm having the hardest time because I figured out, remember how you were having video issues last on Tuesday for Zoom? It is literally your video card, because you are now, it's watching your Zoom, the live Zoom is watching just as bad as watching the other. So as you're talking, so I'm listening to you, and then your hands go brr, brr, and you blink slow, like, are you stroking out? I'm getting fucked up watching you. And so now do I have to just close my eyes and think about a fucking special happy place to get through the show? I don't, because if I start looking, I cover your camera and I start going to Google, like, now I'm just looking at shit like, oh really, that's nice. I forget what I'm doing. I check my fucking bank statements. I start my taxes. Fuck off, John.
Right.
Your technology is ruining my buzz, baby. All right, let's go. Keep going. We're almost there.
Because Columbo's such a big connection of him to us, a couple of strange facts. The Columbo creators, Richard Levison and William Link, their first choice to play this low-key detective was crooner Bing Crosby.
Okay, I get it because they're looking for a pull, but at the same time, 3 coins in the fountain. One more thing. Do you sing baritone? I think, yeah, no, they dodged a bullet there. Well, you know that fucking Terminator for they were looking at Arnold Schwarzenegger. They were for Reese and the Terminator. They're looking at Arnold Schwarzenegger and O.J. Simpson.
Oh, wow!
Those were, and they keep like, all right, but who's who? So that's why they went with what's his face to be Reese, so that you could have a differentiation. Man, so the motherfuckers were different.
Right.
I'm just saying it was. I just watched a documentary on that when Arnold's talking about it. It was great.
Yeah.
But I'm saying the first choice isn't always the greatest.
Right. Lincoln Levison, they knew this actor, Falk, back from their days of working in New York. And he was the opposite of everything they'd originally pictured Lieutenant Columbo to be. With, Bing Crosby, it is very, hey, I'm just going to talk to you a little bit like this, maybe a little sing-songy, and everyone's going to like what I do, And he was the opposite. He was disheveled. He was, hold on. But that translated into a certain likability for both men and women. And especially with women, he was deemed sexy by the female demographic through the years. And men liked him because he was unthreatening, humble, blue collar, underdog who was smarter than the wealthy perps he encountered.
100%. 100%. I love it. Oh shit. That's awesome. Yeah. No, I'm saying there's Terminator props at the UFO museum in Scottsdale. It's like that's one of the reasons I love going to Planet Hollywood before they went bankrupt. To put your hands in the dirty hands of thousands of people before you eat your food. And also the props. So SARS and food and props.
Well, the second season was so wildly popular. People were like, oh, he should have a partner. And the Lincoln Levison were like, no, we don't want a partner. Well, okay, how about this? Let's give him a dog. So he had a dog in the second season as the partner, quote unquote.
Man, now you're fucking with dogs. Why you got to bring dogs? Never done nothing to you, Columbo. Why you got to be bringing them in to that mess? Because no, I'm just saying, if you're having good story arcs, you got to have some kind of a drama between partners.
Right. Yeah.
Now you're gonna alienate some people who are like, don't you do that to my dog? I'd rather Columbo take one.
Right. And Falk himself was against the idea because he felt between the raincoat, the cigar, he had enough gimmicks. And you know what? It actually was met by lethargic. They didn't like it so much. They got rid of it.
Here's the deal, John. Life is too short. I believe it's Mary Kondo who says, if it doesn't bring you joy, you got to cut it loose. It was just like Columbo and that little dog.
Uh-huh.
What brings you joy, John? Doing shots with John L. Peacock, reading useless facts, meeting up with amazing people. I'm just saying, there's a new thing catching on right now. Apparently, it's going on in Arizona. They're having the first one. They're having a viewing party. So there's a big screen up in the backyard, so all the neighbors can come by and like, turn shit now. Exactly. Here's a shot to them. Thanks everyone for listening. We'll drink to you.
Yeah.
Pink, pink,
Cacao.
pink. Cacao.
He had a little bit of nepotism in him because when Falk started getting popular enough, he said, "Hey, I want my wife in here," and so she kept on having these small walk-on parts, secretary, sexy assistant. But when it was resurrected by ABC in the early '90s, she got bigger roles. So, you know,
Fuck yeah, John. I am not mad at that. Tell me you wouldn't. When you make it, your whole family comes with you. Whatever your squad is, they come with you. Like, all right, everybody's getting paid. Hey, man, I can't give you a lead role. I can't give you a fucking title credit. But what I can do is get you fucking craft services every day and a fucking paycheck. Y'all want to be fucking paid scale? Well, motherfucker, you get lines. Oh, guess who's a member of SAG now? You're welcome for being on strike. Right. I'm saying, John, if you don't take care of those who are taking care of you, you ain't nothing, man.
Yeah.
You get it, you pass it on. So yeah, fuck yeah, Peter Falk. Way to keep in the family.
What was the Hank Azaria series where he was like a sportscaster?
Oh, not Dexter. Brookston. It's going to hit me like a ton of bricks.
Brickhouse. No, whatever. So we've all heard about he bought it at a garage sale, his famous jacket that Brockman. Brockmeyer. Hey, woo! Ding, ding, ding. All right,
cool. Yeah, it takes a stupid drunken village to raise an idea. Well, folks, if you like what you heard, we don't ask for much. We just ask for your heart. And your heart can be given to us on this pyramid. Right. We will take it from your chest.
So, like Brockmeyer, Falk insisted that the jacket, the trench coat that was his famous trench coat, came from his closet. So he did not want a costume. He wanted something that he was comfortable with. And that became the iconic image of Columbo.
All right. John, you got to take one for the team on this one, but I'm saying, all right, Columbo works for him, right? Brockmeyer, fair enough. John L. Peacock gets a gig. Name the show, name the character, name the plot line, and John is like, nope. I'm bringing one of my pieces of clothing for this role. And they're like, yeah, we're going to have to agree to disagree, and we're going to part ways. I think it's a tiny shirt. It's his whole thing. I think it's going to grow on you. Like, no, that's not how laundry works. It's a cold water. You're washing it hot. It's not. I'm just saying, John. But if you get that fucking paycheck, the first one, you do what they say. The second one, now you do what you want to do. And you get me on as a first. Oh shit!
I think maybe it's me. My boy Pete, I cannot hear you. We're just having a little bit of
trying to do this
mid-show die. All right.
It turns out the internet decided to fuck off, just like my sense of decency, and so we're now running on data, baby. Woo!
All right. Two more. No, forget it. I'm going to go with one. Last one. Steven Spielberg, little known director, got a big break by directing one of the first episodes, actually number 2. It's called Murder by the Book. It was the second Columbo episode filmed, and the person who was slated for it was this guy, semi-unknown, Steven Spielberg. And Falk, at first, refused to sign on this, quote, kid from the 25-year-old named Spielberg. But then he watched a few of Spielberg's previous credits. All of them were TV episodes. And he was impressed. And he was like, all right, let's do it. That episode, Falk was like, the young director was filming things that had not been done at that time, and he went to tell the producers Lincoln Levison that, quote, "This guy is too good for Columbo."
Columbo, phone home. He's like, no, I don't know if that's going to fit in this one. I'm going to save that in the bank for later. Stephen wrote in his journal. I'm just saying, John, there's no such thing as small parts, just small, simple fucking minds.
Well, he aged. He had this long career as Columbo and many other things. And at the age of 83, almost as much as one of those first dictators that he portrayed back in 61,
Except
he died.
7 years away. I don't know if 10 years counts. That's almost 10 years away. And I don't know if almost 10 counts as almost the same age. I don't know if you know numbers very well, but I think that you're a communist and I'm going to blackball you. You'll never work in this town again.
The 24th of June, 2011. He died in Beverly Hills.
Hell yeah, man. John, are you done? Sorry.
Well,
even if you're not, John. Even if you're not, John, quick. Name the place when it has to. Everyone dies. When John L. Peacock died in fill in the blank. Where do you want to die in? John L. Peacock, born in bumfuck Arizona, something Idaho, something who cares, died in fill in the blank.
The middle of his Broadway show.
God damn. Good job, John. I was going to say a state of confusion, just like all the passengers in his plane. So, yeah, we're on the same page. All right, carry on. What else you got about Peter Falk, our boy, Columbo?
He had dementia for years and had retired, several years before because of that. But he will always be known not only for Columbo, but also in the classic cult film of The Princess Bride. And for those who want a little bit more of him, I really suggest The Mirror, the 1961 episode, third season of The Twilight Zone.
100%. You definitely need to do that. I'm going to do that. But I'm just thinking, John, because it's 2011, it's 2023. Yeah, timeline has passed. We can make jokes now. When he had his dementia, do you think his wife's, I'm so sick of him walking out of a room. One more thing. And and he just starts patting. No. Are you doing a character? No, I can't remember. So, who are you?
Are you my dog? Are you my dog?
Yeah. I don't do buddy roles anymore.
No, hey, I wanted to just bypass that, but really, like, he was an amazing actor. He's only given credit for that one, but he really, there's many other things that you could check him out in. A Mad World, The Great Race, one of Pete's favorites, one of my new favorites because he recommended it.
Yep. It is so good. It is so good. And Peter Falk plays it's like it's a Hanna-Barbera. What's the cartoon where they all have planes and they're all Dick Dastardly and Muttley. How he laughs and here we go. And there's the good guy, and like they all have different planes and they fly races. It's literally based on The Great Race. It's because it's Dick Dastardly is with the mustache is now you give me the push the button, Max.
Yeah. Jack Lemmon role.
Jack Lemmon, Max. Right. That's Jack Lemmon. And Muttley is Peter Falk. And the Great Leslie, like it literally, and it totally fits the mold across the board. And every episode is different. So if you've watched that Hanna-Barbera cartoon, the fucking, it's going to kill me. Anyway, John, good research, man. I actively told you, don't do any research. And I feel you did just the minimum because you had no facts. You had no through line. I didn't even understand why, like, oh, here's a beard, here's a pirate, here's a communist, a bearded pirate, a communist, and Columbo walk into a bar.
And one more thing. I'm going to need a shot before we go.
Well, before we go, a couple of things. I was not planning on having Peter Falk until I was recommended The Mirror while I was researching Castro. And I was like, oh, what a great connection between the two, because his portrayal of Castro is beautiful. But the sources of this episode for Two-Sided have been the first segment, the JFK Library, History Channel, NBC News, TheCollector.com, The Guardian, Politico, and NPR. Second segment, Britannica, mentalfloss.com, and BBC.
Oh, and BBC. So you know. Okay. My sources include Murder Inc., Bad Boy Records, Aftermath Entertainment, Def Jam, Death Row Records, Rockefeller Records, and Interscope. Folks, if you like what you heard, if you can't believe this shit is not syndicated yet, neither can I.
My boy Pete, before we leave this episode, is there anything from it you'd like to take a second glance at, a second look, a second thought, a second opinion? This is Pete's Retraction Corner.
John. Here's the deal, bud. I've been doing a lot of soul searching lately. I've taken a lot of looks back in the mirror, John. I feel like I've climbed the mountain, and now I could turn around, take a breather, see where I've come from, see where I'm going. Get the lay of the land, as it were, John. John! What I'm saying, John, is I stand by my decisions. I've reached the summit. Yes, I have had to shed a Sherpa or two along the way. But John, the flag is planted. I regret nothing.
Let's have a shot and get out of here. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, my friend.
Cheers, everyone.
Bing, bing.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. We have our open chat show live on Stereo every Tuesday at our usual start time. So if you want to join us or want to throw some topics out there, email twosidedpod@gmail.com. That's TWO, sidedpod@gmail.com. And for those listening live on the Stereo app, stick around in this room for a continued chat in the green room right now for after show wind down. That's a wrap for tonight. I'm John L. Peacock, normally out in Brooklyn, New York, now in Idaho.
I'm my boy Pete, and I'm proud as a motherfucker of John, wherever he may be in Southern California.
And this was our show. You can eavesdrop wherever you get your podcasts and even join us live, both on our YouTube channel, handled at Two-Sided-Pod, all one word, and the Stereo app every Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, as we talk about the two sides of life, the serious and the fun, here on Two-Sided. Love you, Pete.
Can't stop, won't stop. Get it. Luxor.